In-depth football coverage from The Athletic is now just £1 per week. See the link in the description to sign up today. Phil Foden is becoming a star. Having been introduced gradually by Pep Guardiola at Manchester City, Foden now looks like a player his club can't be without. And long-term, he looks like someone whom Gareth Southgate's England could build around. But in what position and at whose expense? Now, compared with other attacking midfielders and wingers, Foden excels at scoring, getting into the box, and making and receiving passes. He's a dynamic ball carrier, maybe not elite, but certainly in good company. But he's less creative. His assist numbers are not world-beating, although that could be because City have often been without a specialist number 9 to play towards. He does, however, have the ability to take the ball on the turn and hit long passes wide, which can begin counters. And his proficiency in tight spaces also allows him to simply retain possession or recycle it through a teammate. Plus, he reads the game well. He's not an outstanding presser or defender, but his anticipation shows as much in his interceptions as it does in his attacking play and run-making. So where does he do the most damage? Well, on the basis of goals and assists per game, it's in advanced central areas. Based on a broader assessment of his skills though, central midfield and the right wing position probably play most to his strengths. Foden can use his left foot to hit angle passes across the pitch before rushing up to join the attack. He can cut inside and cause disruption with his ball carrying, and he's a threat arriving late in the box or when drifting inside from a right-hand position. He's versatile enough to add something in other positions too, attacking central midfield, left wing, even as a centre forward, but he's best as a free 8 or a right inside forward. England used a 3-4-3 in all their games in 2020 except the first, which saw Foden start as a central attacking midfielder in a 4-2-3-1. In 2019, the 4-3-3 was preferred, with a midfield diamond also used. And Gareth Southgate's side have two main ways of playing. With 3 at the back, they like to retain possession, using the spare central defender to make an extra man in midfield. They look to create numerical overloads out wide as a way of breaking down sides that sit deep. The 3-man back line enables this because the spare defender can push forwards, either to carry and pass or to drag an opposition player towards them. The wing-backs also have more freedom to attack, partly because of the additional cover, and partly because the extra man draws defenders centrally, freeing up the wide areas. The 4-3-3 is more about quick countering against sides who can press hard and are difficult to play through. Using rapid wide attackers, with Harry Kane dropping into space to link play, England look to get the ball over and behind the opposition rather than around or through them. And Foden works in both of these systems. In the 3-4-3, he could function as a potent inside forward, cutting towards the goal into the space created by a dropping centre forward, linking intelligently with an aggressive overlapping wing-back, and moving infield to receive vertical passes from the midfield or defence with room to turn and run. In the 4-3-3, as a more attacking central midfielder, his long passing comes into effect, as does his ability to get forwards. His press-resistant ball carrying could be effective in central midfield against the kind of teams that Southgate prefers to counter-attack against too, although he would probably need to play alongside an accomplished pressing midfielder like Mason Mount to help maintain the team's defensive structure. You see, England's issue is that in the 3-4-3 especially, Foden is in competition with some extraordinary talent. England's roster of wide attacking players includes Raheem Sterling, Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford and Jack Grealish. Mason Mount has played there too. And in central midfield, balance is crucial. A 3-man midfield would likely be anchored by Declan Rice and supported by Jordan Henderson, who himself prefers the right-hand slot. This means accommodating Foden could require Henderson to move, or if Foden lines up on the left, it would mean displacing Mount, possibly Grealish, as well as Jude Bellingham and Harry Winks, and potentially even players like Calvin Phillips or James Ward-Prowse. To flourish, Foden needs to be given the freedom to take up attacking positions and run with the ball, as he does for City. He thrives in a system that is positionally flexible, in which his movement and ability to find the space created by others can be most damaging. Too much defensive onus would hamper this, and so it feels like the 3-4-3 is the best option. But can he dislodge Sancho or Sterling or Rashford on the left? Well, he might not have to. A switch to the 4-2-3-1, in fashion at a number of top Premier League sides, could accommodate Foden as a 10, flanked by Sterling or Rashford and Sancho. Now, it would ask more of the midfield double pivot, presumably Rice and Henderson, but would allow England to play with pace and threat. If Southgate wants to maximise his attacking talents and, crucially, feels his midfield and centre-backs are strong enough to cover, this gets Foden into the side without dislodging anyone else. It might not get the best from Foden individually, but it could achieve the best balance for the team as a whole. But there's a wider point here too. International football has to be more pragmatic. Coaches have less time to work on things, and so players should be selected with a system and a style in mind. Whether Foden gets picked or not is likely to be more a reflection of how Southgate wants England to play, controlling possession or counter-attacking, building from the back or going quickly wide and into the channels. Whether Foden is good enough for international football isn't in doubt. How well his abilities work for Southgate's England still is. Tifo is delighted to be able to offer full access to The Athletic now for just £1 per week. Read in-depth coverage of your favourite teams across 10 different sports, provided by some of the best sports journalists in the world. Follow the stories that you care about with closer access and intelligent takes. Whether it's sports news, tactics or finances, you'll find it all on The Athletic, alongside a host of brilliant podcasts dedicated to different teams. So, see the link in the description now. Thanks for supporting Tifo and of course watching today's video.